How's everybody doing today? So, I'm going to talk a little about transformation. And transformation happens with a lot of things. It can be a choice, it can be a decision you make, it could be like letting go of past childhood traumas or any trauma, even as an adult. Stuff that you worry about, anxiety. When you let go of fear and anxiety, it definitely opens you up to raise your vibration to a higher vibration. And I don't talk about higher vibrations a lot of the times, and um, just know that it just means you're raising your vibration to a point. We use the term raising to higher vibrations because higher vibrations seem to be more of the love and the godly vibrations. That's what I refer to. Fear is the opposite of love. So if you're not loving yourself and others, sorry, not fear, hate. The hate is the opposite of love. If you're hating other people, or you're hating yourself, or you're hating your situation, you're keeping yourself in a low vibration. Hate is a low vibrational frequency. Love is the opposite of hate, right? So it actually shifts you into the higher vibration. It's a massive change. When you start loving others, even your enemies, or what would you call, quote unquote, your enemies, or an ex, and an ex partner, or boyfriend and girlfriend, an ex-wife, ex-husband, whatever the case may be, or maybe a kid in high school that bullied you or beat you up, or a girl that constantly demeanored you. She was like a popular girl in school, and she was always talking down to you when you were in school. Whatever the case may be, if you're hating those people or your boss and stuff like this, you're staying in a low vibration, and you're also creating more of what you're hating. When you give out love and you love everybody and you love yourself, you're giving out a vibration of love, and so other people will start loving you more, and the opportunities and the passion and the compassion to for people for you increases. So when you're loving a lot of stuff unconditionally, whether it's things or people or family or whatever the case may be, you're opening up for more love to come back to you. That's why, like, the parent and child dynamic, a parent unconditionally loves their child, and when they do so, the kid unconditionally loves their parent. It's the best example because a lot of us do this naturally, right? But if you also start doing that with other things besides your children or your parents or whatever the case may be, you'll make massive transformation. And when you're loving everything, that love energy is very, very powerful, and it makes massive transformations. When you let go of stuff and you start loving things instead of hating, it actually heals your body too. The love energy heals your body. Hate energy destroys your body. So cancers, you get cancer, liver disease, sickness, all that stuff is based on some hatred that you're holding deep within yourself. And I suffered from this from a long time, and I started transforming myself to stop hating, so I wouldn't feel that anger anymore projected out. And that kind of we can talk about that more if you want to talk about that in another video. Something else I would also like to speak about. It's been kind of on my mind. It's a little bit more advanced, I would say, and that's why I kind of haven't been saying it in the previous videos, because I wanted to wait till later. But it's been on my mind, so I wanted to talk about it. It's don't get wrapped up in my terminology. The winners and losers mentality. You ever notice how winners constantly win after they win? Everything in their life, they're winning. They're winning at their job. They're winning with their relationships. They're winning with finances. Because that winning energy state brings about more winning. The losing energy state brings about more losing. So you lose money, you lose family, you lose friendships, you lose jobs. It's a winners and loser energy states. I particularly don't care for the terminology, and like I said, don't get wrapped up in my terminology, but it makes us a very clear picture in our minds, right? We know what winners are, and we know what losers look like. We know what they both look like. And when you're sitting there trying to figure out, oh, there's a beautiful bird that landed on my truck right there. Sorry, I can't show you. It just flew off. That was neat. Anyways, we know what those are, and when you're even around, let's say you're around a winner, you feel like, oh, that winner's energy coming off of them. Like, wow, I feel like what now. I kind of feel like I know what winning's feels like because I'm around this person and they're projecting that energy. Or maybe you have these small wins, right? And those are important too, which I'll talk about in a second. But being around losers, you feel that loser energy around you. Now, when we're talking about winning, we're not just talking, I had a celebration video yesterday. We're not just celebrating big wins, we're celebrating the small wins. It's the journey, the process, the effort of these wins. These little wins is what you celebrate. They can be small and trivial, but they're so important, because that celebration of those little wins, that effort that you put in, brings about more winning. It took me a long time to realize this. When you celebrate those little wins, more wins will come into your life, because that's the energy state that you're being in. And it actually, you ever notice how the winning state, you're always you're happy when you win, and when you're losing, you're not happy. So obviously, a better energy state to be in is in a winning energy state, because your emotion is feeling of what you would call a positive state. That's why it's important. And a lot of times, as a society, we kind of bash winners, like, oh yeah, they win all the time. They get all this money, they get all the girls, or these girls get all this. It could be a girl that gets all this money from all these guys, and they're getting cars bought for them and stuff like this, because they're in a winning energy state. That's why that's happening. It's not just you think it's like based on looks, and it's not necessarily the case. We've seen that with both genders, whether it be men or women. They can win no matter what they look like. I've seen it happen several times. So don't get wrapped up in, you think attraction is just physical appearance, and a lot of times it can be, and it helps. But the winning energy state is a very much an energy state mentality. And when people are using their heart chakras in order to do their passions, they're winning. They're going to start winning if they're not already. So that's what I wanted to talk about today. Please leave your comments below. Email me to realitysimulator@gmail.com. Get your emails in while you get a chance, because if my channel grows, when my channel's growing, when there's a lot of subscribers, see, I'm doing the present tense thing. A lot of subscribers, I won't be able to answer all those emails anymore, because there'll be like hundreds, maybe even thousands coming in. So get your questions in now while I have an opportunity to respond to you. And I'll try to cover, I'll try to get back to you as best as I can, of course. And write comments below, and I can answer those questions as well. Thanks. As always, I appreciate it, and have a nice day.